This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Like we're joined by rising Irish talent Stevie McKenna. Stevie, how are you?
Yeah, keeping good, Ryan. How are you?
I'm good, thank you for asking. Now, obviously, I think it's a week to the day since your points win in Coventry last week. So we'll start there. Have you watched the fight back? What do you make of your performance?
Yeah, I think it was a good testing fight for me. It was just what I needed, a few rounds under my belt to get. My opponent, he came to fight. He was a tough guy, and it was a good testing fight. I'm happy with the performance, and uh, I'm just straight back into the gym now this week, and I'm back into the gym working hard, getting ready for the next one now. Just working, keep improving, and keep winning.
Stevie, I'm sure everyone's happy. I'm sure your promoter's happy when you blast these guys away in a round, but you do your learning when you go the rounds. Like, it's the first time you've gone 6 rounds, first time you've gone the scheduled distance. What do you feel like you learned from that experience?
Yeah, it's good to get some rounds for a change. All my other fights have been knockouts, so I never actually went the distance before. But it's a great learning fight to get. He was an awkward opponent as well, so he was a bit tricky, to work out and things. But I got the job done and got the win. Good victory.
You've managed to stay busier than most fighters during the pandemic. They've got you out plenty of times. Is that something you want to keep going? Is momentum important now?
Yeah, I want to stay as busy as possible, so I'm hoping to get out 2 more times before the end of the year. So finish off the year hopefully 11-0, and keep stepping up each fight and keep getting better and better and keep winning.
Stevie, we've spoken a few times. I know you've got immense belief in yourself, not only from when you've been sharing the ring and sparring with these top level guys, but from what you're producing in the ring as well in your professional career. If you do finish that year 11-0, going next year, a big year for your career, what kind of level do you want to step up to?
Yeah, next year it's going to be massive. It'll be a big year. I want to break through into the top 15 in the world, and I want to be fighting for titles. I want big fights coming next year now. Next year is going to be a massive year, and I'm looking forward to just going in there and mixing with top fighters and putting on exciting performances and winning. I want to win a world title, hoping within the next 2 years, I'd like to be up fighting for a world title.
When you and I were first speaking, you've been out in America, you've been sparring with a lot of guys in the gyms there, you've been working with Freddie Roach, been based back over this side of the water more recently. How do you find it settling in back over here? And is this more of a permanent home for you now?
Yeah, I had a great time over in America this last couple of years. I got some top quality sparring. I've been in the ring with the best fighters in the world, and I've got great years of experience that not many fighters can get. At my age, I traveled over to America when I was 20, so I've got great years of experience under my belt. And back home, I'm still getting the same high quality sparring. I've been over and back a lot to England, and then me and my brother Aaron, we spar a lot with each other. So we have a really good setup here back home, and in my hometown in Monaghan. I have a gym at the back of my house, and it's all kitted out for us, along with my dad, my coach. So we're doing really well.
I know you've set your sights on, breaking into the top 15, then ultimately going on to become world champion. Someone we've never spoken about that I'd like to ask you about. This is a very exciting time for Ireland in your division. Not only have you got yourself, but you've got Paddy Donovan as well, another super talent. How big a fight could that be for Ireland down the line? Is that something to be interested in when you both right up there?
Yeah, definitely. I'm open to fighting anyone, and that'd be a fight that I'm sure everyone would like to see as well. So in the next couple of years, you're going to see massive fights happening, and I'm going to be in some great fights, and I'll fight anyone, anytime, anywhere.
Stevie, aside from yourself, the week before your mate Conor Benn was fighting in Leeds. I was there. He was fighting Adrian Granados. You've never been short of a word or two when it comes to Conor. It's a fight you've called for many a time. What do you make of his performance? And Granados too, it was a bit of a strange one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was a poor performance from Conor. Granados, made him look silly a lot, making him miss on that. But definitely, it's a fight that I want to get. Me and Conor Benn. I'm sure the fans would love to see. It's an exciting style, two exciting style fighters fighting each other, and it's a fight that I'd love to get my hands on. If hopefully we could make it happen next year.
You said there that Granados made him look silly at times. That was your words. Were you surprised by how Adrian Granados approached this fight? A lot of people are expecting this to be a fight where he really came and give it as good as he got as we saw in the past. Were you surprised?
And not really. I've seen Granados in the gyms and that. I've seen what type of fighter he is, and he's coming. He's towards the end of his career, really. He's had a lot of tough fights over the years, so it was a fight that he was brought in to make Conor Benn look good, and he didn't look good. So I think it was a poor performance, and he was missing a lot as well. He was wild and he was missing. So, but I'd love to get into the ring with him.
Stevie, now you're starting to think about and dreaming of these world title nights and these big fights. What is the ultimate dream for you? Is it to headline in Ireland? Is it to be able to go out and win a world title or fight for a world title in Las Vegas? What do you see as the end goal for yourself?
Yeah, I'd love to win a world title and take it home to Ireland. I'd love to headline an event back here in Monaghan, my hometown, for a world title. That'd be the dream. But I just want to win a world title first, and then we'll take it from there. So both me and my brother Aaron, we both have big futures, and we're looking forward to many big nights ahead.
I just wanted to get your thoughts on a few fighters and fights away from yourself. While I've got you here, I was in Leeds as well to see Katie Taylor defend her undisputed lightweight title. We've spoken about Katie before. I'm just hoping you could explain to people, because in the UK, she's obviously still a big name, but in Ireland, I think it's hard for the likes of myself to comprehend how big she is. How famous is Katie Taylor in Ireland?
Yeah, Katie Taylor's, everyone knows Katie. She's one of Ireland's greatest ever sport athletes. Not many will ever come true again like her. An unbelievable talent, and doing the country proud. She's winning more world titles and counting. So she's doing tremendously well, and it's great to see. I know Katie really well, and I used to spar with her a lot when I was a lot younger, and she's a tremendous fighter, and really happy to see her doing really well.
The fight being talked about for Katie now is the Amanda Serrano fight. Amanda was back in the ring a couple of weeks before her. How do you see Katie faring in that fight, and how big is that for not just women's boxing in general now as well, that fight?
Yeah, that's massive, that fight, if it comes true. But I see Katie winning that. Too much experience, too much. She's very smart, she's fast, she has everything really that a boxer needs, and I think Katie Taylor would come through, and it'd be a great fight, no doubt. It'd be very close, but I think Katie wins.
We are also in the welterweight division. We've had a bit of movement. Terence Crawford has got himself a fight. Brilliant fight with Sean Porter has been agreed. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that fight, Stevie. Can you see Sean Porter giving Terence Crawford problems in this fight?
Yeah, it's Sean Porter. He's a tricky fighter. He's hard to work out really, but Terence Crawford, I think, beats him. I think Terence Crawford's a bit too smart, and he's a slick fighter as well. But it's a great fight. It's going to be a great fight, I think, and I think Terence Crawford wins some points.
I'm sure you do keep a close eye on those that are at the top of the division where you're aspiring to be. Who do you think is the best welterweight of the bunch out of them guys at the top at the minute?
In the welterweight, I think Terence Crawford's the best. He's the man to beat at the minute. I think, he's the main man.
And just one more while I've got you. Someone you know well, Josh Taylor, also back in the ring against Jack Cartwright, going to be defending his undisputed title. Josh got that homecoming he wanted. He's going to come back to Scotland with the belts. How do you see that fight playing out, Stevie?
Yeah, Josh is a great fighter. He's undisputed champion, and I I see him, beating Jack Catterall. I think so. He's a tricky fighter too, Jack Catterall. He's tricky, but I think Josh Taylor will come through in that one.
All right, Stevie, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the win last week. I'm sure we'll catch you when you got some more fight news. Thank you as always, speaking of Boxing Social.
All right, thanks very much, Ryan. Thanks.